Welcome back to NASCAR Heat 5, folks. Today we have got 70 laps at Homestead, Miami. Should be a good one. We're in first place. We dominated at Atlanta. It was a great race for us. We enjoyed it thoroughly. This one likely won't end up being the same, so we've got our work cut out for us. Let's get out there, do a little bit of practice. We will see you at qualifying. Well, as to be expected, things are a little bit off a pace that we want, so that's not great, but oh well, we gotta deal with it. We'll get out there, put down our qualifying lap, see if we can't work through the traffic during the race. Here we go down for the front stretch. And honestly, now is the perfect time for me to try a different strategy, as you well are aware. I always seem to do stuff like that when I'm doing my qualifying lap. Turn 1 and 2 is all right, a little slow, but we got through it. No, it's not going to work. Okay. Well, we went high there, but oh well. That's going to obviously take off a little bit of time. Yeah, 32.2. You know, we're faster than that anyway, but we're about 10 spots out of where we need to be, which is a top 5. Victory is always great, but we understand the challenge that comes with this. Your top 5 for the race: Dale Earnhardt Jr., Max Cost, Michael Chavez, Cesar Baccarella, Jeremiah Graham. Custom drivers: Bernardo de Oliveira 6th, Bryce Egan 8th, Taylor Carpenter 10th, David Schildhouse 12th, Timothy Mathis 13th, Matt Malone 14th, Iman 15th, Casey Kane 17th, John Perez 18th, Eliza Bethel 19th place, AJ Hale 22nd, Lane Tibergen 23rd, Matthias Espinoza 27th, Gary Norton 32nd, and that'll round out your custom drivers for this race. Got the green machine out today at Homestead, Miami. Dusk has settled in, and Max Cost remembers our antics. Not great, as we still haven't resolved that relationship. Dale Jr. is your pole winner, and of course Cesar Baccarella. He did well in qualifying, but he goes to the back with a failed technical inspection.
All right, be smart out there. Going green. Almost ready.
We have got 70 laps, and it starts right now. Let's bring up the relative. One thing I am concerned about is when we get around turn 2, we were getting loose off. And I don't know if I was just pushing it or what I was doing, but we were getting loose off, and that was not great. So we're going to bring the car back down on the outside of Josh Williams, cut around Matt Malone after we get a great run. Kind of get a little contact with him. That's going to stunt our ability to get around him at first. Not great. But we're going to come off. Ooh, got a little loose there. Josh Williams was there as well, but we took care of it. Wow, he is making a mad dash. We're not doing great in traffic. Casey Kane on our inside now looks to take the spot as we went 4 wide. We were at the top of that. That wasn't a fantastic shot, but we'll see how it turns out for us as we made our way down to the inside, get on the brakes to avoid running through anyone. We still haven't settled into our own type of race right now, just like I still haven't fixed Sheldon Creed's car paint scheme. Yeah, they are. That's interesting. So I don't normally get on the brakes through the turns, but they are absolutely driving it in hard and getting on the brakes. We normally just roll the turn, but now we have to do, I mean, obviously until I got to the inside of Josh Williams, we had to kind of flow with what he was doing. We've settled in now as we picked up 5 spots with this pass of Williams. The draft is huge for us here. We're going to jump to the inside of Bethel, but we're going to come into the turn very shallow. Pole winner Dale Jr. sitting here in 8th place. No, 7th place, maybe 6th. Perez gets a run on him on the outside. We're getting a run on Bethel and Schildhouse as we ran 3 wide through. And it's been a crazy beginning to the race for us. A lot of 3 wide racing, even some 4 wide racing. As Junior looks to recover from our pass, we go high. Josh Williams shows the power in that 92 machine, as again, he is here with us battling it out as we're between 7th and 8th place. John Perez hitting that high line. We're going to kind of hit the middle lane, see what it does for us on exit. in hopes that we have some speed coming out. We do, and we're going to block Williams from being able to just drive it up to the full outside of the track. That's going to give us a spot as we dive it into 3 and 4. And as you can tell, I had to focus up for a second because I didn't know what was going to happen. We hit that pretty fast. We've got just 10 laps left in stage number 1. It's a quick one, and it's been an exciting one as we are quite a ways out of the top 5. And it's been a great race so far for our custom drivers that are up here. We are in the inside of that city racing machine. The number 64 Toyota of John Perez, who has battled it out with us a lot in the last couple seasons, as that team went from having a lot of challenges to doing quite well. And I'm very happy to see that for any of our custom driver teams that had that kind of issue overall and ended up turning it around. Speaking of, Jeremiah Graham up there in 4th place or 3rd place, kind of the similar situation where he's had some issues on the track with his equipment more than his skill. And so we'll have to see how that all turns out. I had to get on the brakes a little bit there as we're rolling in 6th place. We have driven away from some of the cars, but not really many. As I look at the mini map, there is quite a line behind us. Trying to roll here with Michael Chavez, use his draft if we can get a good run off the turn. There's our first experience of getting loose out of 2, but we got loose out of 2 with a hell of a run. And we're going to jump to the inside of Chavez, get off the gas a little early, try to roll the corner, see how they tap the brake there. We're just going to push it, and we're going to clear Mr. Chavez for 5th place. Bounce off the wall. That's how we lost it in Phoenix. That time I just wasn't paying attention. We should not have hit the wall like that. That was terrible. That's going to give Chavez an opportunity to get to the inside and make that crossover pass. I still hadn't recovered from bouncing off the wall going through 1 and 2, but we get a nice run out of 2. Hopefully, we'll be able to carry it all the way through here, get back on the gas, and clear Chavez. Maybe not. He got a good run here. There we go. We finished that run off, though, down the front stretch, clearing Chavez, starting to try to make work of the top 4 drivers. And it looks like potentially is that AJ Hale up in the lead? It looks like a blue and red car. I know that's Max Koss in 4th, Bernardo De Oliveira in 3rd. And Taylor Carpenter is in 2nd right now. We are trying to put a little bit of a gap between us and Chavez as well with just 5 laps left in stage number 1. I would really like to be able to drive away from Perez and Chavez to see what we can do, especially towards the end of a run. How are we doing on tire wear? Not too bad. We got a little bit of damage on the front end. We'll address that at the end of the stage for our pit stop. As we are gapping Chavez and Perez a little bit now. Question is, will we have enough in this car to vie for another win by the end of this race? We've shown that we can drive the car up here, and we've shown that we're competitive on old worn stuff, but that doesn't mean that's going to last. As, whoa, we got really loose out of 2. And that's, of course, another concern. It's not the race against the other cars. It's our own race that we have to deal with our car and our own driving, as Koss pulls away 2 tenths going through 3 and 4. And then Chavez and Perez both start to gain on us a bit. We've got just 3 laps left, though, here in stage number 1. So I feel pretty okay about it. But yeah, we've definitely worn the car out a little bit as we were trying to drive up through the pack. 10 positions gained is very nice for us, but it's kind of taken its toll on us at this point. One of the details I noticed about the right up by the wall, and it's kind of a neat detail. See if we can get it because it's not everywhere. It's in a lot of the spots. If you look at the outside wall, you'll see some of the blue paint from the wall, from the softer barrier that actually, or the safer barrier that actually is sprayed on the track, showing that they just spray paint it. They don't really care about overspray. That's a neat little detail that you wouldn't think about. We started to gain up on cost. Not sure if we can catch him before the end of the stage. Probably doubtful, but it is a good feeling to know in our third stage, which will be the longest stage, we'll have a chance to potentially battle it out with him and others for another victory. We're going to lose some stuff here. We had to slow it down a little bit more. Oh, wow. I just got loose right there. That's crazy. I felt all the input in the steering wheel come out of it. But we're going to finish stage number 1 with a top 5. And that's exactly where we need to be for our goal overall. It's Jeremiah Graham up in first place. Taylor Carpenter second. Bernardo de Oliveira third. Max Cost in fourth. We have pits. The sun has breached the horizon. And it is getting pretty dark outside. We gained some spots on pit road. We got Max Cost now behind us. So if we can get around these cars right here with our different gear ratio, we might be able to prevent ourselves from having contact with him, which is good for us. Now we got that jump. That doesn't mean anything. But we're going to do the best that we can to stay out front for as long as possible, obviously. And see how long we can keep the car out there with clean air, see what it does. Jeremiah Graham already gaining a little bit back on us. We've got 11 laps in stage number 2, so it's another short stage, looking like we're going to have a long stage 3. And honestly, I should speed things up now. Maybe not. Jeremiah Graham, Bernardo de Oliveira, they're all gaining on us now, so we'll just have to see what happens. I went into that really shallow. That was dumb of me. I think I'm going to be able to hold it on exit, but we got a little loose. Oliveira going up on the inside of Jeremiah Graham. Max Cost there. I will have to pay attention to that. If he gets up on our inside, we'll obviously have to work to avoid getting contact with him. Oliveira's right here on our bumper. I knew it wasn't going to last long. We just don't have that car today, and they do. So we'll see how it all pans out. I'm going to go middle track here and see if I can hang on to it. As Cost is showing up on the inside, Oliveira's there. He's going to back off. We're going to get a nice run that's going to clear us from Cost for now. But I don't feel very good about the whole thing at all. Gonna get on the gas coming through 1 and 2. It's going to be a pretty nice set of turns, but we got really loose as I'm overdriving the car to try to avoid getting run over by Max Cost. Obviously, I'm pushing it a lot harder than usual. Might get some feathering of the throttle, whatever I can do to try to get away from some of these cars. 8 left in stage 2. It's going to go by quickly. I'm actually using the brake a little bit here. It's noticeable as Oliveira gets to our inside. We're going to keep it in the middle and high part of the track. Get a nice run off of 2. That's going to clear us. Are we good enough, though, to stay? Or are we going to be in trouble as soon as we come out of 4? Oliveira is there again, and he might get the pass. I don't know. We got super loose out of 4. We were able to hang on to it, and that's going to give us the position or kind of shore up the position for us, but not a great feeling there as we've got Oliveira right on our bumper. We're coming off of 2. I mean, these tires have got to be, well, they're not bad. They're pretty evenly burning up on the right sides from how we're driving it. Here comes Cost with a head of steam. He's got John Perez and Taylor Carpenter with him, and that's going to be your top 5. As we nick the wall again, huge run for some of these other cars. I don't want to be in the inside of Cost here. I'm going to move right out of his way. There's the contact we didn't want, because I also didn't want to lose more than 2 positions. So here we go, Cost. This is not going to be our race to become friends. Let's push. I'm just focusing it as much as possible right now because I'm going to stay in cost draft, and I'm going to push him to the lead. Maybe. It's my best way to get a pass on him is to get him not in between me and another car, which is where he's at right now. But I overdrove that turn, and Carpenter's going to come up on the inside. We got super loose out of 2, smashed into Carpenter. That sucked.
Stay high up here.
Just trying to get the car under, settled down a little bit after getting real loose off of 2 and running into Carpenter like that. That wasn't the goal, of course. Thankfully, we have a good relationship with Carpenter, so we didn't have to worry about him being mad about it. In fact, we have a good relationship with almost everybody in Xfinity except for Cost. So we're going to jump to the inside with a huge run here, and we're going to clear him before the turn, which is a big deal. Going to get on the gas way early. It's going to shoot up the track, but I think we're going to grip up before the end of the turn. We do. And what a move. I can't believe we got that finished without contact. That worked out for us pretty well as we have just 3 laps left, and we are looking to pick up and maybe put down Bernardo de Oliveira before the end of stage number 2. It's been a lot more of a crazy race than I thought it was going to be. I did think we were going to be pushing for position at all points of the race. I didn't think we'd be pushing for a victory. I thought we'd be competing just to be in the top 5. And up until the end of this stage, it kind of was that way. We made that great move, and now we're driving away from Cost Carpenter. And Cole Custer, AI driver, has shown up. So that's interesting as well. I'm not sure I can catch him past Oliveira unless we get a super run off of one of these turns. We are just not really... Can I catch his draft? That'd be nice. There we go. Little draft. That's going to help us set up for the final lap and potentially pass. He goes high. We're going to lose grip again. Wow, we are just torching our tires. There we go. Right on his bumper, though, as we have just 1 lap left. We're going to jump to the inside. Get on the brakes just a little bit, trying to settle the car down. We do it. We've got a good run out of 2. We didn't get too loose because I did settle the car down. As we're about to go into 3 and 4 with the lead. Can we come out of 3 and 4 with the lead is the question. Looking pretty good for us to have completed the pass at the end of stage number 2. And that's going to bring us home a stage victory. What a race going on so far.
All right, now be smart out there. Going green. Be ready here.
Final stage has begun. Oliveira on our outside. 37 laps in this stage, and we have to pit for sure. So that should make this for an interesting race. We're going to get our nice little run that we got off the first time. But as you know, they're going to catch right up to us, so we're going to be as focused as possible. Got a little loose coming out of 2. Fresh tires still getting loose coming out of 2. It really matters, your entrance and exit on that. I'm going to just kind of chill for as long as I can. We've got 17 in the tank. And actually, 36 left. That's not great. That's acting like we're going to have to pit maybe twice. The second time for fuel, potentially. We'll have to see how it goes. I mean, obviously, caution laps will count. And that would be helpful for us if we end up having a caution. We have not seen any cautions today. There is 1 car out of the race. And I'm not sure who it is. I know it's not Jeremiah Graham, who has been out of many races. He is there in 4th place, right behind Cole Custer. As similarly to the last race, we've got, or the last stage, we've got Bernardo de Oliveira just not going away, which is great for him. Not great for us. We're working on it. He is right there. When they have fresh stuff, they are definitely better than us, but I think because I run it a little slower than them, we actually preserve the tires better than they do, and that's why towards the end of the run, we're doing better. I could push it, but when I push it, we start to get loose even mid-corner, so that's a problem. Let's see if we can see who's off track. That looks like it's Jeffrey Earnhardt is out of the race. So an AI driver that has had success in this series with us is out of this race. We're holding Bernardo de Oliveira at bay as best as possible. We're putting down some good laps. And with these good laps, we're going to lose this position because I barely nicked the wall. I was going to say because we were doing very well, and then I looked at the relative to realize we were actually driving away from 4th and 5th place, and that was just enough for me to not pay attention and coast up into the wall. We're all right, though. We're going to get a nice run out of 2, hopefully. Maybe not. Oliveira has passed us completely, and we've got Cole Custer on our inside, getting a nice run, grab Oliveira's draft, and try to jump down in behind him and just kind of hang here. Can't really do anything else. We've got a lot of racing to go. No reason to push it farther than I already have. I am curious about 13 in the tank, 32 left. That's not going to be good for us. I thought we put 19 in the tank. So that's interesting. We are, well, we're going to speed it up. It's the only speed up of the race. We're going to speed it up until we're pitting. So we'll be back on the mic with you when we pit for the final time. Well, not the final time, but we pit this time in the race, and then we'll hopefully be able to just hang out the rest of the race with you guys.
Be hurt, not fuel. Bring it down pit lane.
All right, we're either pitting this lap or the next one around, but we got really loose out of 4 a couple laps ago. That's how we lost the spot to Oliveira, and that's concerning because we're going to be in that situation at the end of the race. At the end of the race as well. And why are they not pitting?
Hold your line. Slow down. You gotta come and pit for gas.
I don't understand. Why aren't they pitting yet?
Clear of the pits, hammer down.
All right, here we go. Back on the track. We're sitting in 12th place right now. Everybody's on pit road. I'm confused. Well, not everybody's on pit road, but I am very confused as to why some people were able to go an extra full lap. That's crazy. Did I really burn the crap out of everything on my car? About to find out where we end up in this whole thing as we're going to come out now. That's Baccarella. Oliveira's got 3 seconds on us right now, but we're going to catch up somewhat, I think, with the... Maybe not. Holy crap. Did we really do that poorly on pit road? He's 5 seconds in front of us now? No, that's not right. He's behind me. Oh, he's behind. I'm in first. Oh, I'm such an idiot. I was reading that like he was in front, and I'm like, how is he getting in front of us so fast? He was coming off a pit road, and we were gaining. We were putting him behind farther. Okay, so the pit stop was good for us, but we're still in a problem because we will have to pit one more time, and they do not have to pit. So I'm not really sure what we're doing with this. We're obviously putting some cars a lap down. That was bound to happen with the green flag racing and the pit stops, but I'm really not sure what's going to happen at the end of this race. I think we're going to end up placing really poorly, actually. We've got 17 in the race. We've got 15 in the tank. I mean, I don't know if I can save 2 laps worth of fuel here and ride back here and see what I can do until Oliveira and Perez and Graham and all them catch up to me. I know. I'm coming off the gas earlier and kind of riding the turn. but not a lot. He's definitely catching us now because I'm trying to do whatever I can to get this resolved. Not having enough laps in the car. I think Cole Custer is still on pit road. I'm not positive, but that's who it looked like to me. Wish there was a way I could go through the leaderboard while I was racing, but there's not. I'm going to get around Espinoza.
Careful, still there.
Right here, hopefully. Yeah.
You got room, you're clear there.
Sage Karam, race winner. He's back here looking to get lapped. Not his best track, I guess.
Still there. You got room, you're clear there.
I'm just trying to still save some gas while not giving up a ton of space between me and Oliveira. If I can put more lap cars between us, I can at least hopefully mess him up from being able to just roll up and catch us. Like he had a big drop right there and we didn't do anything differently. Here comes Kenseth. We're going to jump to his inside. 14 to go, and
You're all clear up top there.
it's concerning. It's very concerning. Some of these cars just don't match up with us. I'm telling you, everybody is so much higher rated than we are. It's ridiculous. But we do have momentum as well after our 10th place finish in the Cup Series last week on strategy. So that might also be helping us have such a dominant car again. I mean, we haven't been dominant. We've been dominant against everybody but second place ever since we got it figured out. Probably my bigger concern, though, is the fuel. Am I saving? We'll have to take a look. We'll have to monitor the situation right now. So we get up behind Brandon Jones. A little bit of draft, a little bit of happiness, a little bit of going into the turn at the same time. Caution comes out. Everyone's pitting. Do we pit with them? How many spots are we going to lose for pitting fully? No. And I knew we were going to lose spots taking those right sides, but I didn't care. I think it's going to benefit us quickly.
Coming to the green, driver. Be ready.
We got Koss in front of us, which is concerning. We got 15 in the tank. Got 9 in the race.
Got a car high
Make a crazy jump to the inside. Get on Carpenter's inside. Right back up behind Oliveira. We've got better tires in these cars now, so that's part of it for us. Although we also have unbalanced tires because our left sides are worn. I didn't have to take right sides either. I just figured we were going to be sitting there putting gas in the car. Might as well. But here comes Carpenter on our inside with a run, and we are not. Okay, we just cleared Oliveira. I was going to say, we were kind of in the middle in the worst place because if somebody wanted to crowd us like Oliveira really was, we were in a spot where we were looking to get run over or spun out. Trying to hang on to the car here. We're not super fast right now. See if we can get to the inside of Perez and start working on Carpenter as the race laps continue to dwindle down. We're going to run this thing like we did before. Drive it hard into the turns and let it ride all the way up as far as we can. Try to control the car as it starts to get loose coming out of every exit of a turn right now. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to catch and pass Carpenter and take the victory would be great. There we go. Starting to kind of drive away with him. If we can roll with the draft. I don't know why I don't have a draft right now. I've had a draft with other cars driving through there. We'll catch the draft right as we get out of turn 2, though. Perez here, as always. Bernardo de Oliveira sitting in 4th, having a great race. Jeremiah Graham up there in 5th place. He's made his way up, and he's been around this area all day long, which is just really good. He's doing a great job. Little contact with Carpenter. He slowed down way more than I do in the corner. I even tapped the brakes twice to try to avoid him, and it didn't work. We're going to get a great run coming out of 4. 5 laps left in the race, and it looks like we're going to clear Carpenter's. He's going to try to make the crossover, and he might actually... Oh, no, we were able to keep it down. I was going to say, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to keep the car down. We were. Remember, we have to get a second championship in the Xfinity Series to be done with it. We have won last year. We have everybody cranked up to the maximum potential that they can be, except the AI drivers are a little less. So I have the custom drivers that are all zeros, which is the highest rating they can be. I've jacked up their championship weight to 100, so it's the highest that I know it can be. And then I took the AI drivers, the non-custom drivers, and they're all at 10 out of 100. So they're dang near impeccable as well. So we're racing the best that we can, and on some of these tracks, it's going to be like this. We'll get to Richmond, we'll get absolutely owned. You know, we'll have other tracks where it's just a challenge regardless of our equipment, but this is potentially not one of them, as we've got a 2/10 lead over Carpenter, 6/10 over Oliveira, and so on and so forth, as we are going to bring this car around 3 and 4 to what, 3 to go or 2 to go at the line. Carpenter is not going away. He did something weird at the end of the turn, though. It looked like he kept it down and had to come off the gas. I'm not really sure what that was about, but we gained 2/10 on him from it. But now he's catching right back up to us. We're going to have a battle at the end of this, and I'm not giving up. I'm not slowing down at all to make it this way. He is just keeping up with us. Carpenter knows a victory for him, and he is in the playoffs, and we know a victory for us keeps him out of the playoffs, except for points. And it's just one more week that he potentially has next week to get a victory. But right now, we're doing the best we can. He's got her inside. He is making a mad dash. I don't know. He's got speed because we're not going any slower. He's definitely... Ooh, we got really loose there. He's doing a great job. 2/10 left, or 2/10 separates me and Carpenter as we go into turns 3 and 4. Push it as hard as possible. And it's looking like, as we come out of 4, that we're going to hold off Carpenter for another victory as we take home the win here at Homestead, Miami. Here you guys go. Put down some nice smoke. Hear the crowd get a little more excited. So we're just having some fun. See if we can spin this thing right around up on the fence. Smoke it out. Blow those. Blow that engine. There it goes. Engine is popped. And we are successful. Top 5 in the race. Tony Savoy, Taylor Carpenter, Bernardo De Oliveira. Casey Kane comes out of nowhere for a 4th place finish. Congratulations to him. And John Perez gets a top 5. Jeremiah Graham, just looking good for you this season so far, my guy. Taking a look at your other custom drivers. Michael Chavez, 7th. Gary Norton comes in 8th. That team has a great season in store for them, I believe. Lane Tabor again comes in 9th. Always a top challenger. Max Koss finishes in 11th. Bryce Egan always up there as well, 12th place. David Schildhaus has a good, solid finish in 20th. In 13th place. Timothy Mathis up there, top 15 performance for that team in 14th. Eliza Bethel, always a playoff contender, in 15th. AJ Hale, I thought he was leading in the race. Turned out he was in 16th place. Matt Malone finishes in 19th. Matthias Espinoza finishes on the lead lap, but in 24th place. And the good news was he was the one who rounded out the custom drivers. Jeffrey Earnhardt and Cole Custer DNF'd. I was right. Cole Custer ended up not finishing the race. Unfortunate for that group. They were running up with the leaders for quite a while. There's our trophy. Looks very familiar. Looks very similar to the other Xfinity trophies. Bernardo De Oliveira had your fastest lap of the race. I feel like that's the first time we've seen him in a positive light, and I'm happy for him. We led the most laps in the race. Gary Norton on the move, 31st to 8. I knew there was something special about that place, that finish that he had. And Tough Breakos Alfredo, 10th to 31st. In the next episode, well, you know what we do. We load that Xfinity machine up. We roll our Cup machine off. And we run at the same track. We've got Homestead, Miami. And that's going to be 80 laps that we'll be racing there. 26th place in the Cup Series. Our goal is 25th this season or better. But after that strategy that we had in the last one, and a 10th place finish, we ended up having a really good job done by the team to move us up from the 30s into the mid-20s already for standings. In the next episode, I'll see if we can do anything at that $1.8 million, but I just don't think we can. So that's unfortunate for us. I really think we need to work on getting that fourth car, and that's $4.9 million. The reason why is because it gives us more teammates so that we're able to do more work on the cars that we're trying to race, honestly. So anyway, though, folks, that is going to do it for this episode. I do hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please, I never asked for it, hit that like button. And if you have not already, I do urge you to consider subscribing. It is free. We put out 3 videos a week right now. Anyway, though, folks, until next time, and of course, as always, you take care.